6 things to never do after breaking up with a narcissistic person. Ending a relationship with a narcissist is tough and stressful. Once you've successfully freed yourself from their lies and deceit, it's crucial to protect yourself and your new freedom. It's not easy to turn away from someone you once loved, even if they manipulated you. You might remember only the good times and ignore the moments of walking on eggshells or dealing with their tantrums. Now that you're on the other side, it's important to stay there and avoid getting pulled back into a toxic relationship. This video will discuss the harm that can come from giving in to a narcissistic ex's demands and provide guidance on navigating the post-breakup period. The goal is to help you move forward with your self-esteem intact. I'll also highlight what you should avoid doing when ending a relationship with a narcissist. 1. Trying to be friends. Imagine agreeing to be friends with your ex, Jack, who has narcissistic traits. Initially, he seems supportive and understanding, taking you out to dinner and offering a shoulder to lean on. However, his kindness fades quickly. A few days later, he asks to meet for coffee, claiming he needs to talk. Despite having plans with friends, you cancel and meet him. At the coffee shop, Jack dominates the conversation, focusing on his life, achievements, and struggles. It's hard to speak, and even if you could, he wouldn't listen. Jack seeks validation and sympathy, not a genuine conversation. Over time, Jack becomes more demanding of your time, calling late at night and expecting instant responses to texts. When you try to set boundaries, he guilt-trips you, insisting that friends should always be there for each other. In reality, Jack is not interested in friendship. He wants to control your emotions. Maintaining contact allows him to exploit you as a source of narcissistic supply. In such toxic relationships, nothing is sincere. To protect yourself, set boundaries, prioritize your well-being, and take time for yourself. 2. Blaming yourself. When a narcissist ends a relationship, they do it really fast. One moment, they can't stand the thought of losing you, and the next, they're on social media celebrating their newfound love with someone else. Getting replaced so quickly might make you think you weren't good enough and that your flaws caused the relationship to fail. You might feel guilty for not giving your ex more attention or not putting up with their constant need for approval. But the truth is, it wasn't about you. Narcissists are experts at manipulating others, and their quick move on is just another way to show they're in control and boost their big ego. Let's look at an example to explain this more. After breaking up with her narcissistic ex-boyfriend, Jack, Sophia was really hurt. She couldn't understand how Jack could move on so fast while she was still feeling heartbroken. Sophia thought it was her fault, believing the relationship could have been saved if she'd have paid more attention to Jack or shown him more affection. One day, Sophia checked social media and saw Jack's new post, a picture of him with a new woman, saying, "So thankful to have found my soulmate. I've never been happier." This public declaration of love and happiness made Sophia feel even worse about herself. She felt not good enough, comparing herself to Jack's new partner and wondering why she couldn't measure up. It's important to know that a narcissist's actions after a breakup don't reflect the value of their past partner. It's more about their deep insecurities and self-centeredness. 3. Keep an eye on them online. It's common for people to check on their ex-partners after a breakup, but it's not a healthy or helpful habit. For example, Isabella, after ending a difficult relationship with her self-centered ex-boyfriend, couldn't resist looking at his social media profiles. She wanted to know what he was doing, who he was spending time with, and if he seemed happy without her. As she scrolled through his posts, she saw him partying, attending events, and even sharing pictures with a new person. Seeing him enjoying life without her triggered a mix of emotions for Isabella and hurt her self-esteem. Stalking your ex-narcissist on social media can harm your emotional well-being and make it harder to move on. Feeling replaced can lead to self-doubt, and trying to stay connected to your ex prevents you from moving forward. Each time you check your narcissistic ex's profile, you give them the attention they crave, boosting their ego and providing them with narcissistic satisfaction. Is that what you want? Remember, you broke up with them for a reason, and it's time to prioritize yourself and start anew. Consider reading. What happens when the narcissist sees you are looking good? 4. Watch out for their attempts to reel you in again. Narcissists might move on fast, but that doesn't mean they'll give up on keeping you as their source of attention and validation. If your narcissistic ex senses that you're moving on, they'll try to bring you back into their influence. This tactic, called hoovering, involves various forms of emotional manipulation, like gaslighting or excessive affection. Regardless of the method, the goal remains the same: to get you back into the harmful relationship so they can keep controlling and using you. One extreme form of hoovering involves the threat of self-harm. For example, after ending a toxic relationship with her narcissistic ex-boyfriend, Sophia thought she could move forward. However, her ex had different plans. Feeling like he was losing control, he resorted to desperate measures to pull her back in. Sophia received frantic messages, with her ex claiming he couldn't live without her and threatening self-harm if she didn't return. Sophia felt overwhelmed with guilt and responsibility, fearing he might harm himself. This tactic is known as emotional blackmail, where the narcissist preys on the victim's compassion to make them feel guilty and responsible, pulling them back into the toxic dynamic. It's essential to recognize the manipulative nature of such behavior and understand that their actions are not your responsibility. If you genuinely believe someone is in danger, take their threats seriously and contact emergency services or someone close to them for support. 5. Expect them to avoid blame. Even if a narcissist ends a relationship, they won't admit it's their fault. Instead, they'll blame the other person whenever they can. For example, Sophia's ex-boyfriend Jackson, who is a narcissist, spread false stories after their breakup. He made himself look like the innocent one and blamed Sophia for everything wrong in their relationship. Jackson went around telling their friends that Sophia was emotionally unstable and controlling. He exaggerated small problems and twisted the truth to make himself seem like a hero who suffered a lot in the relationship. At a friend's party, Jackson talked to a group of friends about his breakup with Sophia. He said, "It's really sad how things ended with Sophia. I did my best, but she was too possessive and jealous. I had to end it for my own sanity." What Sophia didn't know was that Jackson was also spreading these stories on social media, making her look bad and leaving her feeling embarrassed. In this situation, Jackson is acting like a typical narcissist by refusing to take responsibility for the breakup and trying to make others see Sophia in a negative light. He avoids looking at his own actions and portrays himself as the innocent one, using this tactic to protect his fragile self-image and avoid facing the truth. 6. Never engage in a prolonged and emotionally charged argument with a narcissistic person after breaking up with them. Sarah had finally mustered the courage to end her tumultuous relationship with Jake, a narcissistic individual who had consistently belittled her and undermined her self-esteem. However, instead of gracefully accepting the breakup, Jake lashed out with anger and manipulation, attempting to guilt Sarah into staying. In a moment of weakness, Sarah engaged in a lengthy text argument with Jake, defending her decision and recounting every hurtful thing he had ever done. This only fueled Jake's narcissistic tendencies. He skillfully turned the conversation around, portraying himself as the victim and Sarah as the heartless perpetrator. As the argument escalated, Sarah found herself emotionally drained and more entangled in Jake's web of manipulation. His gaslighting tactics made her question her own judgment, leaving her feeling defeated and unsure of herself. The confrontation not only prolonged the emotional turmoil, but also gave Jake the satisfaction of knowing he still had a significant impact on Sarah's emotions. In retrospect, Sarah realized that engaging in such arguments with a narcissistic ex only provides them with an opportunity to continue their manipulative tactics. It's crucial to set firm boundaries, maintain no contact whenever possible, and seek support from friends, family, or a therapist to navigate the challenging aftermath of a relationship with a narcissistic individual.